Have you ever noticed that just before daybreak, the night is at its darkest? That final hour when shadows seem to consume everything, when doubt creeps into your bones and whispers that perhaps the sun has forgotten to rise. This phenomenon isn't just nature's pattern, it's life's greatest metaphor. When God, the universe, destiny, whatever you call that force greater than yourself, is about to hand you something monumental, you will first be tested in ways that break ordinary souls. The darkest trial before the brightest triumph. This isn't coincidence, it's cosmic design. Look around you. The most magnificent structures in human history were built upon the deepest foundations. The tallest skyscrapers require excavations that plunge far below the surface before rising, to touch the clouds. Your life follows this same architectural principle. Henry Ford failed 5 times before revolutionizing transportation. Walt Disney was fired for lacking imagination. Lincoln lost 8 elections before becoming one of history's greatest presidents. The pattern remains consistent across centuries. Before elevation comes devastation. Why? Because greatness cannot be built on fragile ground. The weight of extraordinary blessings would crush those who haven't been properly prepared. The divine wisdom in this design isn't punishment, it's preparation. Remember when you were stretched beyond what you thought possible? When everything familiar was stripped away. That wasn't your destruction in progress. It was your construction. Those moments weren't the end of your story. They were merely the end of its introduction. Most people misread their lives, interpreting challenge as abandonment rather than advancement. They surrender precisely when breakthrough lurks around the corner. They abandon ship moments before the rescue vessel appears on the horizon. They quit digging 3 feet from gold. Dale Carnegie understood this profound truth when he wrote, "Most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when there seemed to be no hope at all." He wasn't merely offering pleasant encouragement. He was revealing a universal law. When everything seems lost, when doors slam shut with deafening finality, when friends fall away and support systems crumble, these aren't signs of cosmic rejection. They are the necessary clearing of your path. Old structures must be demolished before new ones can rise. Consider the butterfly. If you were to witness only the cocoon phase, that dark, confined space where the caterpillar appears to be in distress, you might assume something had gone terribly wrong. But that apparent prison is precisely where transformation occurs. The struggle isn't optional, it's essential. Without it, wings never develop strength. Without resistance, flight becomes impossible. Your current challenges aren't punishment. They're prerequisite. The universe doesn't test you to break you. It tests you to prepare you. Your capacity must expand before your blessings can. Ancient wisdom teaches us that empty hands receive more than those already clutching something. Your season of emptying, of loss, of rejection, of apparent failure is merely creating the space required for what's coming. The greater the coming blessing, the more thorough the preparation must be. Think of Joseph in ancient scripture, sold into slavery by his own brothers, falsely accused, imprisoned for years. Each devastating setback appeared to push him further from his destiny. Yet each was strategically positioning him for unprecedented elevation, from prison cell to palace, from forgotten prisoner to national savior. His path wasn't random cruelty, but deliberate preparation. When Winston Churchill said, "If you're going through hell, keep going," he wasn't offering hollow encouragement. He was acknowledging a fundamental truth. The pathway through difficulty is forward motion, not retreat. The abyss you currently navigate isn't your final destination. It's the necessary terrain between where you were and where you're meant to be. Consider this moment with new perspective. That relationship that didn't work out, it was making space for someone who aligns with your highest purpose. That job opportunity that evaporated, It was clearing your calendar for something that will utilize your gifts more fully. That dream that crumbled, it was making way for a vision more magnificent than you could previously conceive. The universe operates on principles of vacuum and fulfillment. Nature abhors emptiness. The places in your life that have been hollowed out are not evidence of abandonment. They are preparation for abundance. The deeper the hollow, the greater the potential capacity for what's coming. Most people approach difficulty with resistance. They tense against it, fight it, resent it. This only prolongs their suffering and delays their breakthrough. What if, instead, you approached your challenges with curiosity? What if you asked not, why is this happening to me? But rather, what's this preparing me for? Dale Carnegie observed that worry and anxiety accomplish nothing except to steal your strength precisely when you need it most. Our fatigue, he noted, is often caused not by work, but by worry, frustration, and resentment. When facing life's deepest challenges, your energy conservation becomes crucial. Resistance drains you, acceptance empowers you. The oak, tree's greatest strength, develops not during gentle summer breezes, but in winter storms when its roots must drive deeper to survive. Human resilience follows identical principles. Your capacity expands most dramatically, not during comfortable times, but during profound challenge. Look at any triumph that inspires you. Behind it stands a story of persistence through circumstances. That would have broken most. Steve Jobs was publicly humiliated when ousted from the company he founded. Yet this apparent failure positioned him for one of the greatest corporate comebacks in history. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter found its audience. Their darkest moments weren't their endings. They were the necessary prelude to unprecedented achievement. What appears to be destruction is often merely deconstruction, the necessary dismantling of what was to make room for what could be. The building must come down before the skyscraper can rise. The field must be cleared before the harvest can be planted. When everything seems to be falling apart, perhaps it's actually falling into place. This is the moment when most people surrender, when the night seems permanently darkest, when doubts become loudest, when evidence of improvement seems most scarce. Yet historical wisdom shows us this is precisely when the turn is imminent. As Napoleon Hill discovered in his decades of studying, success, before success comes in any man's life, he's sure to meet with much temporary defeat, and perhaps some failure. When defeat overtakes a man, the easiest and most logical thing to do is to quit. That is exactly what the majority of men do. But you are not among that majority. You're still here, still fighting, still believing. And that itself is significant evidence, not of delusion, but of destiny. What separates those who ultimately triumph from those who surrender is rarely talent or opportunity. It's persistence through the final stretches of darkness before dawn breaks. It's continuing to move forward when every step feels like wading through concrete. It's maintaining vision when all visible evidence contradicts your hope. Consider the words of Ross Perot. Most people give up just when they're about to achieve success. They quit on the 1-yard line. They give up at the last minute of the game, 1 foot from a winning touchdown. This observation isn't motivational fantasy. It's a documented pattern across human achievement. When God is about to hand you something monumental, the final resistance intensifies. The last mile is the hardest. The final exam is the most challenging. This isn't cosmic cruelty. It's sacred certification. You're being qualified for what's next. Those who have walked this path before you left clear testimony. Helen Keller noted, "Character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, vision cleared, ambition inspired, and success achieved." This isn't philosophical posturing. It's the documented experience of someone who overcame obstacles most would consider insurmountable. When you stand at what appears to be the end of your resources, you've actually arrived at the beginning of God's. When human capacity exhausts itself, something greater has room to emerge. This is the moment when ordinary trajectories become extraordinary testimonies. The caterpillar doesn't comprehend the butterfly it's becoming. It experiences only dissolution, discomfort, darkness. If it could reason as humans do, it might conclude something had gone terribly wrong rather than perfectly right. Your transition, similarly, defies your current comprehension. When everything familiar dissolves, when comfortable identities are stripped away, when old certainties crumble, this isn't your destruction. It's your metamorphosis. The caterpillar doesn't die. It transforms. Its perceived ending becomes its most magnificent beginning. Ancient wisdom teaches that strength and struggle are eternally paired. As the Talmud expresses, according to the effort is the reward. The magnitude of your current challenge directly correlates with the scale of what's coming. Small assignments require minimal preparation. World-changing missions demand profound development. What appears to be divine absence is often divine preparation. The silence isn't abandonment. It's the concentrated focus of a master craftsman perfecting their work. The pressure isn't punishment. It's the necessary force transforming coal into diamonds. Consider how diamonds form, through intense, pressure sustained over time. No other process produces such brilliance. Your current compression isn't crushing you. It's crystallizing you. What feels like breaking is actually becoming. Dale Carnegie observed that happiness doesn't depend on external conditions, but on internal attitudes. Happiness doesn't depend on any external conditions, he wrote. It is governed by our mental attitude. This insight becomes most crucial precisely when external conditions seem most hostile. Your power remains intact, regardless of circumstances, because it was never derived from them to begin with. The greatest human achievements have emerged not from perfect conditions, but from seemingly impossible ones. The Renaissance followed the Dark Ages. Medical breakthroughs emerged from devastating plagues. Artistic masterpieces were created during personal turmoil. The pattern persists. Darkness precedes dawn with mathematical precision. Your current chapter isn't your conclusion. It's merely the necessary tension in a story worth telling. No compelling narrative lacks conflict. No hero's journey skips the abyss. No transformation bypasses the cocoon. What distinguishes those who ultimately receive something extraordinary isn't their talent, connections, or luck. It's their refusal to abandon hope when all evidence suggests they should. It's continuing to show up when logic argues for surrender. It's maintaining vision when circumstances contradict possibility. When everything within you wants to quit, remember, the night is always darkest before dawn. This isn't poetic sentiment. It's physical reality. The moment when abandoning ship seems most reasonable is precisely when rescue most often appears. Your breakthrough isn't just possible. It's inevitable if you simply refuse to surrender in this critical final stretch. The universe conspires for your advancement, not your destruction. The challenges that appear to oppose you are actually qualifying you. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about these failures, he famously responded, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This perspective isn't delusional optimism. It's the mindset that literally illuminated the world. Your current difficulties aren't evidence of divine rejection. They're preparation for divine promotion. The deeper the foundation, the taller the building it can support. The more intense the training, the more significant the assignment it enables. The greater the coming blessing, the more thorough its prerequisite preparation must be. When God, is about to give you something big. Everything in your life receives scrutiny. Relationships that cannot accommodate your expansion will be removed. Habits that would limit your capacity will be challenged. Beliefs that would constrain your potential will be confronted. This isn't random disruption, it's sacred preparation. You're being made ready for something beyond your previous capacity to receive or sustain. The discomfort isn't punishment, it's promotion in disguise. Stand firm in this critical moment. The darkness isn't permanent, it's the finals. Shadow before magnificent illumination. Your struggle isn't failure, it's the necessary resistance, building strength for what's next. Your losses aren't random subtractions. They're strategic clearings creating space for what's coming. When God is about to give you something big, He first makes you big enough to carry it. The weight of extraordinary blessing requires extraordinary preparation. Your current challenge isn't your conclusion, it's your qualification. Your present pain isn't your punishment, it's your promotion. The dawn isn't just coming, it's already breaking on the horizon, sending its first light into skies that only moments ago seemed permanently dark. Stand firm, hold vision, maintain hope. Your moment isn't just coming, it's already arrived. The question isn't whether blessing approaches. The question is whether you'll recognize it when it appears in forms you weren't expecting, through channels you couldn't predict, containing possibilities you couldn't imagine. When God is about to give you something big, everything changes, including your capacity to receive it. The transformation isn't just about what comes to you. It's about who you become in preparation for it. Stand ready. Your time has come. The night has served its purpose. The dawn breaks now.